I love the hustle, man.
All net, no rim. Stealth the producer, Dope Boy Bush, man. We back with another video.
Yes, sir.
We just gonna get straight to it. You know what I mean? If it's your first time, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, man. I apologize for the energy being down, but I'm kind of hot right now, man.
What you hot about, man?
Man,
Speak to us, bro. What you hot about?
The news that Shams Sharana, is that his name? Sharana.
Yeah, Sharana.
He dropped that Deaaron Fox is pushing for a trade, man. Him and Rich Paul are pushing for a trade. Now, it's kind of interesting to me because there's so many different layers to this, and we're gonna try to tackle, at least a few of them, if not all of them. We may be able to. We might not be able to get to every single corner of what we want to say and how we feel about this today, but we gonna do what we do.
Boy lost words right now.
Well, let's just start here. Where did this come from, man? Because I said this a few weeks ago on this channel when Mike Brown got fired. I said Deaaron Fox had. I feel like, I have no proof, I have no confirmation,
right?
But I feel like Deaaron Fox had his hands all over that Mike Brown firing. And the reason I said, my reasoning was, for anybody who did not see the video, was that I felt like you're not going to make a move like that in that moment when you're trying to retain and re-sign Deaaron Fox long term. You're not going to make that move without consulting your franchise player. I'm pretty sure everybody would agree with that. Like,
yeah. Now
the narrative that I'm seeing, and I don't know if this is everybody, the story, I guess, but I'm seeing a narrative. Oh, well, Mike Brown was Deaaron Fox's guy, and the Kings let him go. Dysfunctional organization. Now we're hearing all that again. I'm just like, oh, God. I have a lot to say about that whole dysfunctional organization thing, because I completely disagree with that narrative right now. I'm not saying the Kings have made all of the right moves up to this point, but they've made a lot of good moves. I feel like the good outweigh the bad. If we're just talking the last 5-ish years, I feel like the good outweigh the bad, in my opinion, as far as what the Kings have done moving this team forward. But yeah, Deaaron Fox supposedly wants to be traded. Just your initial thoughts. What do you think about all this?
Man, blindsided.
Yeah.
I know that we talked about it a couple different times during the offseason, whether or not he was going to go ahead and get traded or if he was going to ask for a trade, because it is a smaller market team, and there hasn't really been any solid moves that had been made just yet at the time prior to Malik Monk resigning and DeRozan signing as a free agent, But it was kind of like, like, where's this coming from? Like, why do you want to be traded? What was your thought process in going through this and talking to your agent, and why did you guys go ahead and just now put it out there? Why didn't you guys put it out there during the summertime? Now I have been seeing, little reports here and there that Mike Brown was his guy, and in fact, and that he actually wanted him to go ahead and be the head coach. Now I said, we don't know. It's all speculation.
It's no way. There's no way.
You don't think so?
Nah. You're not making that move. But if you're Vivek and you're Monty, you are not letting go of the coach that your franchise player wants. You're not doing it. You're not doing that. I'm not buying it. I feel like that. I'm almost kind of thinking like that whole narrative is being put out by some of Deaaron Fox's people, just because I feel like, here's what I think would happen. I feel like Rich Paul and him got in the kitchen, start cooking up, start conjuring. All right, how could we kind of, because mind you, Rich Paul is LeBron James's right-hand man. I don't know if all of you guys know this, but that's like LeBron James's agent. Grew up with him, you know what I'm saying, from Cleveland, the whole thing. He started with LeBron James. These guys are the kings of creating a narrative, right? I don't know if you guys realize that. They that's what they do. LeBron and Rich Paul, they create narratives because he wants his clients to be shown in a good light. That he wants his clients to look like the good guys at all times. They're never the bad guy. You ever notice that? His clients are never the bad guy, ever. And in the whole 20 years that he's been an agent, Rich Paul's guys have never been the bad guy, ever. In any situation. That's not coincidence, right? So why would that change now, right? And I'll say like De'Aaron Fox hasn't had the whole being disruptive thing how Jimmy Butler is.
Right.
He's not doing that. But I feel like, getting back to my point, I feel like him and Rich Paul conjured up this thing to, hey, all right, you guys are losing now. Great opportunity. Show some displeasure with your coach. Kind of, you know what I'm saying? Go in there and act like this and act like that. Like, that's what an agent does.
Push the narrative.
I'm telling you, telling y'all, this is what an agent isn't just there to negotiate contracts. They're there to get their client in the space to like whatever they want, whatever they need. All right, we're gonna make it happen. That's why you go get a Rich Paul, right?
Definitely.
So I feel like it was that. I feel like, and then I feel like there was a wrench in their plan once the Kings chose De'Aaron Fox over Mike Brown, because let's be honest, Mike Brown had success. He was coach of the year. He went to the playoffs. He went to the playoffs the 2 seasons ago. So in their mind, they're thinking, okay, well, they're not going to get rid of him because coach of the year, changing the culture. So if we just kind of rattle the cage a little bit, they're probably going to want to trade you.
Right.
No, De'Aaron Fox, we value you more than we value Mike Brown. So, you're coming to the front office, you're telling us you got an issue with Mike Brown? Oh, he's out of here. Bye. All right, De'Aaron. So I feel like that was something that he didn't anticipate. De'Aaron Fox and Rich Paul I'm talking about.
Okay.
And again, this is all just my educated way of perceiving things, because again, we're talking about Rich Paul and we're talking about when players want to move, they rattle the cage. We see what Jimmy Butler's doing right now. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it in other places over the years. We've seen it. You know what I'm saying? So let's not sit here and act like that can't be a thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hate when people try to act like that. Like,
I agree. Definitely.
Then I think once they kept him, it was like, oh shoot. And then they started winning. You know what I'm saying? Then they go on that win streak. They move up the Western Conference standings. I think they were like 1 game out of 6th. You know what I'm saying? 6th spot. And it's like, okay, how can you ask for a trade now? Because if it's about winning,
you guys are winning.
Doug Christie was turning it around. Now, let's go back to the summertime. I'm trying to make this quick, so I want you to get back to what you had to say. Malik Monk, he resigns. Why? Because what did he say? I feel like we're building something here, right? He could have left and got more money elsewhere. I think Orlando was offering him like $10 million more or something like that. Even if it was on Orlando, he could have got more money elsewhere. DeMar DeRozan chose to come here because of De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis.
Yep.
And then we're all looking at Keegan's development. He's probably looking at, okay, they already got Brell over there. They got De'Aaron Fox. Sabonis is a double-double monster. Oh, Malik Monk resigned? Hey, you know what, man? Hey, let me come join in and see what y'all got going on. All of these moves were made. Let's not forget, they traded Halliburton. They chose Fox over Halliburton. The franchise is showing that they value you. I'm not going to let this narrative go. And I know we have a small channel, and I hope people see this. But I'm not going to let this time. This is not the dysfunctional organization. No, not this time, y'all. Y'all can have y'all can have that with other situations. Y'all can have that with this or that. This time, this is De'Aaron Fox, bro. They did everything to keep this guy. They're doing everything to keep their star player. They're going to pay him. They were going to pay him, or we'll see what happens, because only 1 week left to the trade deadline.
Definitely.
I have no doubt that he was going to get his bag, right? Everybody who's talking about, culture, organization, dysfunctional. What's so dysfunctional about DeMar DeRozan? What's so dysfunctional about acquiring Sabonis for Halliburton, which was an upgrade and which was a better fit with what we had with De'Aaron Fox? What's so dysfunctional about re-signing Monk? What's so dysfunctional about drafting Keegan Murray? What is dysfunctional about this? Not to mention the other ancillary players and the Herders and the Trey Lyles. Good locker room guys that kind of just fit on the team. Now again, everybody's like, we want more. This is a pretty good team. Keon Ellis, he developed within the Sacramento system.
Sure, he did.
He was down here, down in Stockton. Now he's made his way up all the way up to now. He's getting starter minutes, playing 20 minutes a night.
Yeah, he is, and actually balling when he gets an opportunity. You
guys are the whole dysfunctional thing. Not this time. No, not this time. Maybe maybe in years past, maybe when Vlade was drafting Papagiannis when he had Cousins, maybe when, they didn't draft Luka and you get Bagley, maybe, what I'm saying, the whole Luke Walton. Okay, no. But I'm talking like the last 3-4 years. They've made really good moves, and I feel like this right here is all De'Aaron Fox, just for whatever reason, wants to be disruptive, and he wants to go. I don't think it's anything the Kings are doing. They fired Mike Brown because they wanted to keep their guy. That was a move to keep De'Aaron Fox because he was unhappy with De'Aaron Fox, and now all of a sudden, you don't think it's coincidence? Now all of a sudden, Mike Brown was his guy. Really? Come on, y'all got to be smarter than this. Y'all got to be smarter than this, man. Come on now. I'll let you fire off though.
Yeah. Not so. My thing is to kind of like feed off of what you were saying. And I'm gonna ask you this, and I want you to answer the question.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
don't feel like Monty McNair didn't do a good job with playing damage control in regards to trying to go ahead and nip that Mike Brown and De'Aaron Fox situation in the bud? He has not came out not one time at all and made a statement.
What do you
mean?
A star player. But see, we don't. Here's the thing. When
the bickering was going on behind the scenes, you're supposed to go ahead as a GM play damage control in that.
How do we know he didn't try?
Did he ever come out to make a statement? Has he ever came out to defend De'Aaron Fox in an interview? Have you seen an interview with Mike McNair doing that?
But how do we know behind the scenes that he didn't try? How do we know that? Because here's the thing. No, here's the thing. I'm sure. Here's my thing. Right. I'm a person who thinks logically. When you look at the big picture and you don't have all the facts, you got to take what you know from past situations. You got to take what makes sense. You got to think in your own way instead of assuming. I'm not saying you're assuming, but you got to think just what makes more sense. Mike Brown, again, coach of the year. You made the playoffs 2 seasons ago. All right, disappointing last year's season. You know what I'm saying? All right, you start off slow this season, but you got DeRozan. You know what I'm saying? You got, you re-signed Monk. Okay, so it shows you're trying to win. It shows you're trying to build a roster.
Definitely, for sure.
It doesn't make sense to be like, we're just going to fire a coach for no reason. And what I mean by that is, I feel like whatever friction or whatever was going on started, and they probably tried to fix it. Vivek and Monty probably tried to fix it. Like, yo, Mike, what can we do? De'Aaron, what can we do? Sabonis, what do you think? Like, I'm sure those group of 5 people all kind of sat together at some point or separately and like, okay, what do you think about this? Can this be fixed? And then once you started losing, you had to make a change because it was obvious that the players weren't responding to Mike Brown anymore.
They weren't.
I'll say
they
that.
Weren't. No, they weren't at all.
He lost the locker room.
Yes, I agree.
And you and I were talking about that before he got fired.
Very early. Yeah, very early.
So
lost
you could just tell the way they were playing. It was no energy. So I think once they saw, they were like, we got to make a change. And yeah, you had to. So the change is, do you trade all your players or do you get rid of the coach? You obviously can't keep Mike Brown. No. Because it's no longer working. Like, damn, like it looks bad, but everybody's like, and then the national media, dysfunctional. See, they let Mike Brown go. Blah, blah, blah. But it's like, again, you're trying to keep De'Aaron Fox, and if you know that he's not, if your star player is not happy, what do? Their hands were tied. They were back against the wall on that. So you just keep this bad energy going for the whole season, and De'Aaron Fox demands a trade. Like, you're trying to keep this guy. So that's why I feel like they did try, but it just didn't work out for whatever reason. That's my opinion.
Right.
Again,
so I did see something.
Okay, go ahead.
So I want to go ahead and talk to you about this. I did see something in regards to a guy by the name of Matt George.
Matt George, he'd be on Twitter.
That was on Twitter. He had said something that kind of like was like, oh, okay, could this might have some truth to it?
Okay.
Or can we look at it like this from this angle, because this is probably how Fox is feeling. Now, this is what he said. He said, maybe because after years of ineptitude, the Kings fired Fox's favorite coach without consulting him. They've drafted guard after guard, and they wasted their opportunity to improve their roster and build upon 2022 and 2023. And Fox was made out as the bad guy after firing, and the GM never stepped in front of the media to answer questions and take the responsibility off of Fox's shoulders. So that's what made me ask you, could this be some of the reasons why Fox is frustrated, because of some fact of some of these things that he did mention? We talked about it, you know what I'm saying, in past episodes. We talked about it through text and through phone calls. The Kings have had a problem throughout the years of drafting guards.
Yes.
You already had guards that were already there.
Now, I've always said I didn't like the Davion Mitchell being drafted at 7. He was not allowed to repick, and I don't feel like Devin Carter is allowed to repick.
No, not at all.
So, but they did good. They did good with Keegan.
Yes,
they did good with Keegan. So, and we've yet to see Devin Carter really develop. We don't know what he's going to be yet. So I don't want to create this narrative like that he's trash, or because we don't know.
Right. You don't know.
He just started playing like 2 nights ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we really don't know. So, but hey, maybe Matt George knows something I don't. I just feel like if you fire his guy, which I still don't believe, it just because it doesn't make sense. Like how does it make sense if that's his guy? That means you're going to ride it out with your guy, right? That means you're going to play. Hold on. That means you're going to play for your guy, right? That means you're going to rally the troops for your guy. That means you're going to get all these players on board for your guy. We all sat here and said like Deaaron Fox guy, he wouldn't even want to be out there. Like we all said that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we were all saying like when just looking at him, it's like, bro, like, what's up with Brad? Like no energy, like. You know, it seemed like he wasn't playing hard, wasn't trying hard. He wasn't really defending hard, and it was just kind of like, okay, well, maybe he's tired, or this and that. But
can we honestly say though that some of the things that he had mentioned didn't play a factor into his decision of saying, okay, well, let me question about which way our organization is going because of some of the things that I've seen over the last 4 or 5 years.
Nah, I mean, here's the thing. If a player is going to sit here and act like everybody, as far as in the front office, is going to make the right decision every single time, like you're fooling yourself. Nobody's perfect,
right? No, of course, definitely, for sure.
Nobody who ever walked this earth has made every perfect decision. Now, again, I feel like they made a great draft pick in Keegan. And I told you that even when you didn't like it.
Yes.
I feel like that was a good pick.
I did not. Yeah.
No, and again, the Davion thing or whatever, the Luka thing. But I feel like they kind of bounced back after that. You know what I'm saying? Like you go getting Sabonis was a hell of a move. You know what I'm saying? DeMar DeRozan is a top 20 NBA all-time scorer now.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Somewhere in there.
And at the time before the season, Keegan was looking like an ascending young player in this league. You know what I'm saying? A 3-and-D guy who can guard probably pretty much 1 through 4. You know what I'm saying? Monk balling, he re-signed. So see, I'm looking at the glass half full rather than the glass being half empty because I feel like there were better moves made than there were, questionable moves. I feel
that
like
part right there.
It outweighs that. Sabonis, DeRozan, and Keegan outweigh Davion and Bagley, and you know what I'm saying? Like if we're talking about all that, and plus you made the playoff.
Halliburton, definitely.
Well, I mean, with the Halliburton, you got to trade value to get value.
To get value, of course,
and you got value.
Yes,
and
you got a lot of value.
And if you're asking most people today who won that trade,
the Kings won that trade, no doubt.
So
there's no questions about that.
So I just feel like Rich Paul. People go back. Think about who we're talking about now. Rich Paul, LeBron James.
Pushing the narrative.
None of his guys have ever been the bad guy. Go look it up. Go look at look up his track record. LeBron's never the bad guy. Never. You know what I'm saying? Ever in anything he's ever done in the league, he's never the bad guy. It's never him. All the coaches who get fired. Oh, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Come on, really?
Yeah. You sometimes.
Come on now.
Take accountability.
Come on now. LeBron James wanted Eric Spoelstra fired.
Yeah.
If people remember, if we're going back to 2010, you know what I'm saying?
But for what?
Because they weren't winning right away.
Right. But the thing about it is you're getting rid of a great quality coach for what?
You know how many coaches have been fired under LeBron James? Bro, come on, man. This is Rich Paul. Think about who we're talking about, y'all. This is why I feel like this is why De'Aaron Fox went and got him to represent him, because he knew that he gets things done in a way that is empowering the player, empowering his client. You know what I'm saying? That's why he went to get him. Stop. Because I feel like it's going to be one of those things to where if he gets traded, everybody's going to be looking at the Kings like, oh, organization, And De'Aaron Fox is going to get off scot clean. You know what I'm saying? Teflon. He's gonna walk off in his white suit without a
Hell
speck.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? No, man. No. He needs to be accountable for this because if again, look at the facts. Look at what we know because right now everybody's speculating. Nobody really knows except the people that know.
No,
right?
Definitely.
Look at okay, when you don't have all the facts, now you got to go off what you do know. Mm-hmm. Go off the players that we have now. Go off the moves that have been made, right?
Definitely.
And go off the effort that we've seen from the front office to build a complete roster. We're only like one or two pieces away. A really solid backup point, who I guess they try to draft in Devin Carter, and like another big to go alongside or to sub in for Sabonis. Everybody keeps saying wing. Okay, well, if you want to go get that, you could probably trade Herter, get like a Cam Thomas or something. You know, you could probably But
isn't Keegan Murray a wing though?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But you and I also talked about that. Is it redundant to have him and DeRozan on the court together, starting together? Is it redundant? Well, what if you have Keegan be your sixth man?
Right, and we talked about it. You know? On the last pod episode we talked about it. Like, you know, if you are going to go ahead and go out and make a trade and bring something back of value that can go ahead and kind of help out. Yeah, you would have to go to the young bull and talk to Keegan. Hey, look here. You know what? We're going to go ahead and slide this person into the starting lineup because we need more, you know what I'm saying, height, because that's one thing the Kings do lack. We're going to go ahead and bring you on with the second team with either you or Muck or you and Keon Ellis, and y'all can go ahead and control the reins of the second team.
And let's just continue to add to that because people are probably like, oh, you guys are crazy. But the thing is, Keegan, let's be real. Keegan's not a power forward.
No, he's not
at all. He's playing out of position. You know what I'm saying?
He is.
Because
we talked about it. We feel like Sabonis is playing out of position against certain teams. Yeah. So
because I feel like Keegan's a 3, Sabonis is a 4, and you should have another 5 alongside Sabonis. You know what I'm saying? So that's just, you know, in my opinion, because if you think about it, you know, if you go back to OKC, he was playing alongside Steven Adams. If you go back to the Pacers, he was playing alongside Miles Turner.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden he's the only big, and it's just, I feel like that's a lot of pressure on him. I saw somebody say, I don't know where, I've been reading so much today about this whole, but I saw somebody say something along the lines for Deaaron Fox that, you know, he's like, his usage rate is too high. Who was it? Was it Richard Jefferson on fucking ESPN today? It was somebody. His usage rate is too high. You know, it's too much pressure and too much, you know, energy, you know, on the defensive end and being the main guy and this and that. I'm like, that's what we're saying. And and also too, right? Don't think that these people don't have connections to the media to where they can put out narratives. Richard Jefferson, that's LeBron's guy.
Yes.
So naturally, that's Rich Paul's guy. Like, come on, man. Come on. Come on. Definitely. So he's going to get on ESPN and put the whole dysfunctional narrative out because that's what they want. Office. And it works. And it works. And y'all end up buying it. It works because y'all don't think for yourselves. Y'all don't look at the situation like, wait a minute, that don't sound right. You know what I'm saying? Like, think for yourself and look at the situation. This is all De'Aaron Fox and Rich Paul cooking up.
And I've also been hearing, and I ain't gonna put me on blast or nothing like that, who's kind of tied in or whatever the case may be. He kind of mentioned something to me too as well that, you know, it could be his wife, you know what I'm saying, calling some of the shots too as well. Behind the scenes. And telling them like, hey, look here, you know what? This is our best opportunity right now to get up out of Sacramento. Let's figure out what we can go ahead and do. Talk to Rich Paul and be like, hey, look, how can we push this narrative? To get to create some trade buzz and figure out what's our market and where we go ahead and go.
You think a man's wife doesn't have say? Come on.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
So my thing is at this point.
Also, too, wanting to go down to Texas tax free. Maybe the nigga. Yes. Maybe people could be looking at. And here's the thing: it could be that shallow of a reason. People could be looking at their that paycheck every week or however the NBA getting like, man, okay, I just got $500K. I should have $500K, but I just got $196. Like, if you go down to Texas, you get that whole bag. So it could be that too.
So my thing is, it's like this and what we talked about. Fox, okay, you say you want to go ahead and leave. Then it comes out through Shams reporting that, you know, Rich Paul and De'Aaron Fox have requested a trade possibly up out of Sacramento. Then it follows behind that, probably about maybe a couple minutes later or so. He's saying, oh, well, Fox is saying it's only two destinations that he actually wants to go ahead and be at is either re-signing with Sacramento or going to San Antonio.
Okay. So that's news to me. I didn't know that. So re-signing with Sacramento is still on the table.
He said that he would either re-sign with Sacramento.
Who said this?
Or this was on, who tweeted this? I seen it on a tweet.
Actually, no, I did see that, but I didn't know if it was from a reliable source. I did see that. But who did I want to know who'd you see who said that?
Who was that from? Oh my goodness, I gotta go back through my text thread. But we were talking about it. So it was a man's Damien. Damien had said this.
Okay.
Damien had put on here. Let's see what Damien say.
Well, okay. To me, does that make it about money? Like, was he afraid that Sacramento wouldn't pay him? Why would they not pay him? Like,
the thing about it was Sacramento was going to go ahead and pay him regardless. Though.
That's what I'm saying. So it can't be about that. Like, they're going to give you a bag. They want you.
So basically, what Damian Barling said is that Deaaron Fox will sign a contract with two teams, Sacramento and San Antonio. And I won't discredit Damien because I know Damien is heavily involved in the Kings organization. I know he does a sports talk radio show with my man's Kenny and them. You know what I mean? So my thing is that what leverage were you trying to go ahead?
That's what I don't get. Is this just
and have, because you knew the Kings were going to go ahead and resign you.
That's what I'm saying. So why go through all this?
You were right. And you were going to get your max deal.
Why go through all the
pay more through side? Right.
Why go through all the antics?
I don't know, bro. It's one thing that's kind of like mind-boggling. It's like, why would you go ahead and do that now? You're winning. You're believing into what Coach Doug Christie has brought to the organization. Yes, has a valid move been made yet through the trade deadline? No. Could they have gotten better and bigger? You know what I'm saying? As far as trying to see what tradable assets were out there in order for them to go ahead and get back. Go ahead.
I'm be real with you. At this point,
Deaaron
Fox, you're not going nowhere. I'm not trading you next week. I'm not trading you next week because you know why? I'm gonna tell you why though.
Go ahead.
I don't know if a lot of people know, or I don't know if you know, he's not a free agent after the summer. He has a whole nother year.
No, he has another year. Exactly.
So you have a whole nother 12 months before you get to next February if it gets to the point to where he wants to get traded.
You traded, right?
No, you're not going nowhere right now, buddy. Sorry. But what I would do is I would package up Herter because he's fallen completely out of the lineup.
Yes.
And I heard that some teams are interested in Devin Carter. I would package him up too. Package him up. While his value is somewhat,
it's still high
because nobody really knows what he's going to be yet. All right, cool.
Course.
Package up him, Herter. I would try to keep Trey Lyles if you can, because he's the only other productive big that we have. Yes. Try to keep Trey if you can, or maybe if you could package up a like a Herter, Devin Carter, who's the other guy? I don't want to say I hate him, I don't know, like a Mason Jones or something, or like an Alex Lynn.
Yeah, I'll say Alex Lynn.
Hey, do like a Alex, and I don't know who you can get. Maybe get like a Brandon Ingram. Revisit that. You know what I'm saying? All right, now there's your wing that everybody wants. You know what I'm saying?
Or Kyle Kuzma. I know that's been dangling out there for a while.
Kuzma, even though his players dropped off, here's my thing with Kyle Kuzma. I think he's a better player when he's playing with better players. And a better team, in a better situation. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Now, if you put him on a bad team and he's the guy, but if you pair him up with LeBron and AD, he's going to be the boy. If you pair him up with De'Aaron Fox as a bonus, he's going to ball out. He's going to stand in that corner, shoot that three. He's going to rebound. He's going to run the floor. You know what I'm saying? So I do think his stock is down a bit right now. So you might be able to get him for a little bit cheaper. Of nothing.
Yeah. So my thing is that Fox at this point in time right now, it's like they always say the grass is never greener on the other side. You know what I mean? When you make certain moves.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see in San Antonio that has you want to leave Sacramento? Because you put San Antonio.
Two things.
I know state taxes.
Taxes and Wemby. Taxes and Wemby.
We know that. But
because that's what I'm saying. There's only two things: taxes. Because you're not in a better winning situation down there. San Antonio, even with Wemby and Fox is not a better team than what the Kings have right now.
And the cool part about it, you said it earlier through text, and I had to laugh. And I was driving on the way home, cracking up.
Oh, but I know what you were getting ready to say.
You said Wemby, man, is one injury away, bro, from going down for a long time. And I know you said you didn't want to wish that on that man like that.
No.
But because of the way his stature
body
is, the way
is,
his
yep,
body's built, you know what I mean? Like, yes, all it takes for them to go ahead and be up underneath the rim, bro. One body fall up underneath
and that leg crack or
and
something.
that leg,
And again,
again,
I'm not wishing this upon him, but I'm saying if you're De'Aaron Fox and you go down there and something like that happens,
who else do you have? There's no Malik Monk.
Because guess what?
There's no Sabonis.
Exactly. Because guess what? When De'Aaron Fox was just hurt, it was like, yeah, like damn, okay, he's out for a few games. It sucked, but nobody really batted an eye because you got Monk, because you got DeRozan, because you got Sabonis, bruh. Yep. And we were winning. That is a great space to be in. That is a team right there that you can build with and really grow with. And that, bruh, I could see this team together, bruh. Because DeRozan, I think he signed a 3-year. I could see him doing something like, okay, after that 3 years is up, okay, let me sign one more, like a year deal.
Right.
Man, do 4 years with this team and keep adding pieces to, like I said, get rid of the herders and, you know what I'm saying, keep the Keon Ellises for dirt cheap and keep
and the crazy part about it is that when they went ahead and pushed who was it, the Warriors, right, to a game 7,
bruh, they were gonna
it was in 2020.
If Steph Curry did not lose his mind and score 50, we were going to the second round to play the Lakers, who we have swept that regular season.
Exactly.
We would have been in the Western Conference Finals against Denver, who we match up pretty well with, you know what I'm saying? Especially that year.
Time frame. Yeah, during that time frame for sure.
Who knows? We could have been in the NBA Finals.
And my thing is that they had I feel like they weren't as good of a team that year, but the cohesiveness and what they believed in and what they bought into with Mike Brown made them believe that, and that's the reason why they went as far as they did. But it seems like they have a deeper team this year.
They do.
They can push the envelope if, like you said, they can figure out a piece or two to go ahead and move within the backup center spot, because we've always talked about, hey, man, if Sabonis gets in foul trouble, man, they have nobody else behind him that's going to be able to pick up that slack. And like I said, we're not asking for you to go ahead and score out 20 points and get 15 rebounds, but go get you a 10 and 5, 10 and 8, or 15 and 3, or in 2, or something like that, you know. But yeah, if you're Fox and you're on the outside looking in, you're like, okay, hey, let me go ahead and look at this, because like you said earlier, Fox, Monk stayed here because of you.
Yep. Hey, DeRozan came here. Why?
DeRozan came here because of you. Now all of a sudden, because of the simple fact that you're trying to figure out a way to make these waves.
So now you're just going to lead these guys here who came here for you to try to help you win? Now you're just going to lead these guys? Like,
hey, that would be a selfish move on your part.
That's why it seems so weird. When I heard this today, it seems so weird to me. None of it.
It should. I mean, it was weird to me when I seen it.
None of it's making sense. And I think that, again, going back to what I said when we first started this video, I think that Rich Paul and them conjured up a plan to, hey, all right, you guys are losing. Great opportunity. Great friction. Great friction with your coach. All right. So I feel like when that didn't work and they let go of Mike Brown, now it's, all right, how can we use this to our advantage? Oh, say that he was your guy and, you know, they fired your guy. Let's go that way. So now you're just like, come on now. And like, the only people that know the truth are the people that know the truth. Because, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just logically thinking about who is a part of this in Rich Paul. I'm looking at the things that have just happened over the timeline, and I'm just thinking about like what we saw on the court. And also the result of the loss, the wins in the loss column of this season. So when you put it all together, just making my educated guess, if you want to call it that, I just feel like that Mike Brown lost the locker room. And
for sure.
And here's the thing, people can't defute this. Doug Christie even said, somebody was asking him, like, I'm paraphrasing, but like the question was like, so what's the difference? Like, what did you change? Whatever. And he said something along the lines of, you know, kind of just like pacing guys and like, you know, not pushing them so hard in practice and not having so many practices and things like that. He was like, you know, I think guys, you know, grew a little tired, you know what I mean? And things like that. Definitely. But and I'm paraphrasing, I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was along those lines, basically like, yo, like Mike Brown was kind of doing a little too much. Like, that's what I got. Right. So, you know, cause I'm sure he's cool with Mike Brown, so he don't want to just dog his guy out. But like,
dog his guy out,
like,
right, exactly.
It was like Mike Brown was doing too much, you know what I'm saying? And the guys didn't like it. So when you hear that from Doug Christie, that lets me know, like, okay, he lost the locker room.
Right.
It had nothing to do with
and it's crazy. It's crazy because I said, what I was seeing Twitter going on there after the alerts that went off on my phone, and I've seen a lot of sports critics, start to say, look, man, why are we, blaming Fox? Why are we not looking at Vivek? Why are we not looking at, Monty McNair? And why haven't any moves have been made yet so far to improve this team to actually go ahead and get over the hump, to go ahead and be able to compete with like the likes of the Lakers or the Rockets or, the Thunder, for that matter, who are teams that are bigger, So at the end of the day, it's like somebody needs to talk to somebody and be like, hey, look, man, how can we get this over? How can we go ahead and get beyond this to figure out how I can stay here in Sacramento long term? Because I already know if I stay here, I can get the max deal and be one of the highest paid, if not the highest paid player in the league by the time you guys offer me this contract. Why would you not want that? Why would you want to go ahead and go to a team where you're going to go ahead and take less money?
And again, going back to what you were saying about the two teams that he was signed with, it's the Spurs. I just feel like it's so weird to create all this hoopla that you would say you would re-sign here. Maybe we don't know something. Like
maybe we don't know.
I would assume that there was no problem with him getting his bag here.
So I mean, at that point, do you think it's something wrong with him in upper management? Do you think he has a problem with Monty McNair and the decisions that he's made over the years?
I don't know if it's.
And that's why I said that.
It's hard to say. And again, it's so hard to say because we don't know. You know what I'm saying? We only know what we know, which isn't a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? All this kind of came out of nowhere. And I felt like when they let Mike Brown go, that was to appease Deaaron Fox. I still believe that. I'm gonna believe it. I'm gonna believe that till the cows come home. Until like 20 years later, we get like a documentary or something. If we ever get it,
right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
Exactly.
gonna believe it because I just don't feel like they would have did that. You're not letting go of your star players guy that he wants. You're just not doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And again, look who's representing them. Rich Paul. Look who his main guy is. LeBron James. How many coaches has Rich Paul gotten rid of? Excuse me, not Rich Paul, LeBron James.
A lot.
And is he ever the bad guy? Has he ever been I've heard LeBron James say I don't got no part. I don't have no say in the coaches.
Yeah, you do.
We
don't want to hear that.
Bro, not only did he not say he didn't have no say in the coaches getting fired, he said he had no say in JJ Redick getting hired.
Bro, Steph, you have to understand, this is the biggest athlete on this earth.
But again, who is his agent who now represents De'Aaron Fox?
Bro, he represents half the people in the
league
right
now. No.
So let's just go ahead and put that there.
That's what I'm saying.
More than half the players in the league, Rich Paul and his agency is representing these players. Mm-hmm. So, yes, if I go ahead and push these narratives to get my boy traded,
that's what they're going to do.
I'm going to figure out whichever buttons I need to go ahead and press to make this happen.
So does that make sense?
Like,
what I'm saying?
So that it does. And like I said, I'm playing devil's advocate. It could be both. One or the other. It could be both. Who knows? But I also said too as well is that don't wish for something that you're not going to want to go ahead and like later on.
Well, here's the
thing.
Know what
I mean?
Well, here's the thing. Like we were saying, the grass ain't always greener, man. If you go down to San Antonio and they're not able to build a winner, but you got your money, so then what was it all for? You might as well just stay here. I mean, but again, it could just be as simple as this. Maybe it's not so complicated. It could just be like, you know what? I'm 27 years old. I'm in my prime right now. The prime is pretty much between like 27 and like 33-ish.
30.
So you got a
32-ish,
33-ish. You got about 5-6 year window left. Maybe he's like, all right, well, I'm pretty much, if I'm not going to win a championship, let me just go get the most money I can and go play in Texas. You know what I'm saying? All right, and have a chance of Wemby. Who knows what we can do? Maybe they can build a winner down there in the next 5-6 years. You know what I mean? Because I don't see it going beyond that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the cool part about it is that's another small market team. So
I don't think he's tripping off being in a large market. I don't think that.
You don't think so? Nah. I know he doesn't. I know he doesn't want to be a part of
because they said the Lakers are. I was surprised. Well, what's crazy? That was the first team I thought about when they said he wants to be traded. I'm like, oh, LA. But then they said that's not even the team he wants to go to. So I was surprised.
De'Aaron Fox, stay your ass away from coming out here to LA. You don't want to be a part of that.
They said that
circus they got going on.
But then I thought too, right? Like, think about it like this too. Ooh, and if LA trades for him, we got to come back to this, because what if that is Rich Paul too? Oh no, Lakers, they're not even. Why was that put out there so quickly? Because we all know that LeBron is upset. He wants a third. They said LeBron and AD want a third star.
Third star. Yep. And
hold on. Hey, you get rid of D'Angelo Russell just recently, right? So you need a point guard.
You definitely do.
Rich Paul, Lakers, third star. Now you want to get traded. But not to the Lakers. Oh, watch them come through right at the very end. Oh, he's traded to Los Angeles. Like,
and then the cold part about it is that De'Aaron Fox has been tied with Lakers for like the last 2.5 years, I want to say, as far as going over there either in free agency or a trade, or then possibly wanting him to go there.
They always say that they regret not drafting him over Lonzo Ball because Lonzo Ball went before him. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
in the draft.
And that's what they get for taking
hindsight's 2020. I always say that.
That's what they get for taking that bait from they pops.
No. Well, I don't want to get too far off track, but Lonzo Ball is not. Before the injuries, he was balling. Lonzo Ball is a really good point guard. Yes.
We're talking about the years with the Lakers. We're talking about the years with the Lakers.
Well, he was young. He was young. You know what I'm saying? And then when LeBron came, it's hard, bro. Can't nobody play with LeBron. Nobody could play with that dude. No. You just can't. Not at all. You can't play with him unless you're another star. No. Unless you're.
Yeah.
I just recently saw D'Angelo Russell. Somebody was saying he said something like, I haven't been able to play free. You saw that?
Yeah.
You saw that?
I seen the same thing. Yeah. I've been able to play free.
Yep.
And I feel like that, and I feel like that's maybe part of the reason why De'Aaron Fox put that out there. Like, I don't want to go ahead and go to LA. Maybe he doesn't want to go to LA. Maybe Rich Paul.
Maybe not.
Maybe Rich is trying to push the envelope a little bit more. Hey, look, let's just say this, but I really want to go ahead and get you out to LA so that way you go ahead and go team up with AD.
Yeah.
But my thing is, if you do come out here and you don't go ahead and win anything, then what happens?
Bruh, this is gonna be interesting, man. And like I said,
then how do you get viewed by the likes of Malik Monk, who re-signed because of you? How do you
DeRozan, who came in,
who signed because of you?
And not to mention, DeRozan could have went to Los Angeles, where he's from. He could have went to go play with LeBron and AD, where he's from. But he looked at it like, you know what? Let me go help De'Aaron Fox. Let me go help this brother out, man. They need a wing. I'm coming. You know what I'm saying?
Up-and-coming team. They've been playing hard. There's some young bulls. They're like the piece of way.
We've only had 3 months with DeMar DeRozan, man. Come on, ride this out, bro. Play this year out. Come next year, bro. And if you really want to go, you know what I'm saying? Because you have one more year under contract. If you really want to go, bro, get traded in February.
Yeah.
But but this, I don't understand the timing of this right now. I really don't, bro.
The timing was very, very off, and it was like kind of like a head scratcher because, like you said, we said it. You were on a 8-game winning streak. They were 11-2. They were 11-2 the last time. They were 11-2 the last time we talked on this podcast.
They pretty much had 2 win streaks. They had the was it 7 games? The 7-game one,
yep.
And then they went on like a 3 or 4 game win streak after that.
Yep.
I'm just like, now they're on the road trip. You know what I'm saying? I think they lost the last game. I believe they play tomorrow. I'm not sure who they play tomorrow.
Well, they just beat
they lost to the Knicks.
They lost to Denver, and then they lost to the Knicks, and then they beat Brooklyn.
Right. There you go.
So yeah.
It's just, I don't know, man. I'm interested to see how De'Aaron Fox looks on the court next game. And then I'm interested to hear more about the whole he's willing to sign with the Kings or the Spurs or whatever. We'll see. I'm like, does he want his bag now? Can he even sign the extension right now? Or
yeah, he can. You can sign it after this year, after the year's over with.
After the season's over with.
After the season's over with, he can sign the bag.
So they can't offer him the contract now.
I don't think so. Don't quote me on that, but I think they can only offer it to him at the end of the year.
I'm just trying to figure out like the angle and what he wants, and like I don't know, maybe like I said.
Well, I mean, I think we all are. I mean, I feel like the Kings fans are scratching their head a little bit too as well. Like, hey, all right, what's really going on? What do you really want? Because now this is coming at a real awkward time that you would want to go ahead and say, hey, look, I want to go ahead and get traded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it seems like the players are buying into what Doug Christie is preaching.
Yeah,
got them boys. They got them boys playing. He got them boys playing a little bit better. So why would you not go ahead and just all right? You know what? let me just ride this out to the end of the year, see what takes place, and then go ahead and go from there.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, you can always ask for a trade, next year before the trade deadline's there.
Like,
trade deadline's out.
I just don't understand the urgency to move right now. If you're him, I don't.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It will not come as a shock to me, like how you just said, if they continue to keep pushing this envelope and he gets to the point to where we don't see it coming, and he ends up coming out here to LA.
I think that's the plan. Why would I was telling you, Rich Paul again? Who's his main client? LeBron only has another year or two, and I think he wants another shot at a ring.
Right.
The only way to do that is to. If in his mind is to get another, and it could be. Oh no! He wants to get traded, but no, not the Lakers. Oh, by no means, no. We don't want to go there. But last minute, Rob Pelinka, hey, Rich.
Kings, you would be Kings, Vivek, and Monty McNair. Y'all will be some dumb MFs if y'all trade him for Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, and a damn draft pick. It's not worth it.
Well, here's the thing. That's where you and I.
It's not.
And I don't want to get into that right now. We can get into that. Maybe that could be our next video. I disagree with you because I don't think you. I don't think you realize how good Austin Reeves is. But that's another conversation. No.
I'm out here in LA. I watch him.
No,
I'm out here in LA. I watch him live.
But you tend to watch things from a biased eye. So I'll just say that. I'll just say that. No. I don't want to get into it. Not right now. Nope, we're not going to bait. But I am going to end this video. We almost went 50 minutes. That's crazy. I did not intend for us to go that far. But no, it was a whole lot to talk about. And like I said, I'm not even sure if we touched every single corner that we wanted to touch with this topic.
No, we did not.
Please, if you got to this whole video and you're not subscribed, you know what I'm saying?
Please do.
You see what we got. You see what we got going on, man. All net, no rim. You know what I'm saying? We love the Kings. You know what I'm saying? That's our home base team. We are going to start doing other NBA related content just to kind of tap into other algorithms. You know how YouTube gets. But we have a lot of opinions on different teams and different players. So definitely we don't just want to have just Kings, but that's like our main thing. So that's kind of like how we want to continue to grow with this channel. But if you got to this whole conversation, man, and you watch this whole entire video, you might as well go ahead and sub. And if you are a sub, you might as well go ahead and like the video. And if you like the video, why not comment? You know what I'm saying? Comment. Let us know what you think about Deaaron Fox. Well, I guess it's an official trade request?
That's a trade request, bro. That ain't no unofficial.
Okay.
That's official.
All right. Let us know what y'all think, man. We're gonna get up out of here. I'll go by the name of Stealth the Producer. We got Doughboy Bush. You can follow us on Twitter. I guess. See, we were gonna get on TikTok, but we weren't sure what was gonna happen with TikTok. But I guess
I'm over there. I'm over there. So if you still got it, Doughboy Bush over there too.
No, we do have an All Net No Rim TikTok that we got to start getting some content on over there. So just kind of follow us on all platforms, man. We gonna keep y'all entertained. We're probably gonna start an IG as well. We'll just hit y'all with little clips and news like that. Matter of fact, you and I got to talk about that so we can get that going. But other than that, man, please like, comment, subscribe. Please let us know what you think about this whole trade thing, man. We're gonna talk about it. We'll probably be back. I'm sure it's gonna be more news tomorrow and in the coming days regarding this topic. So we're gonna get back at y'all, man. On that no rim. Let's get up out of here.